And welcome back. The third season of the Golden Globe-nominated TV series Outlander picks up right after Claire travels through the Stones to return to her life in 1948.
Now pregnant, she struggles with the fallout of her sudden reappearance and its effect on her marriage to her first husband. Take a look.
Where did you learn to do that?
My uncle taught me how to cook over the campfire.
Sounds dirty. All that ash and soot.
No, actually, it gives the food a really lovely smoky flavor.
Well, your husband must like it. That's all that matters, I suppose.
Yes. Well, I hope so.
And Caitriona Balfe joins us now. I read that this is your favorite season so far.
Yeah, I really think this is possibly our strongest season. It's just, you know, we start off in a very, I suppose it's kind of a sad place this season. But as we go forward, there's a lot of hope, and then it just turns into this really great adventure. It's so different this season, so I'm excited for people to see it.
You know, this is such a spoiler-heavy show.
I know.
That's all you can say.
Yeah.
I can say nothing.
How do you keep it inside? How do you keep it a secret?
Oh, God. Well, I don't always. I think I inadvertently gave out a spoiler the other day, and I got my knuckles wrapped for it. But, you know, it's funny because we obviously have the fans of the books who know more or less what's happening. But for the fans of the show who might not have read the books, we try and keep things a little bit under wraps.
Right, and it's tough when you're shooting, right? Because you might be shooting like 5 episodes ahead. You don't know what's aired yet. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know, we filmed, I guess, these first episodes over a year ago. So, you know, they're like, now you have to talk about it. And you're like, wait, what happened in that one?
Yeah.
Now, the sex scenes are kind of notorious for being quite graphic. How challenging is that, doing those scenes?
Well, you know, I think it's always slightly awkward. You're in a room full of a lot of people. But I think, you know, what I was really excited about with this series is that Ron really wanted to not do your typical TV sex, that he wanted to make it very integral to the storytelling, and that it was, you know, that this was very definitive of these characters, that they're just passionate. So it was, you know, there's not that sex position that you get sometimes. That
Right, it has a reason for
it has a
being in the
reason,
story,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Now, your character is a time-traveling nurse, right? Now, if you could time travel, is there anywhere, like a period of time you'd like to go?
About a month ago, back to my holiday in Tuscany, and just keep hitting repeat on that.
That sounds about right. I also read that you almost didn't get this part because of a passport issue.
Yeah, you know, I think the best way to get a job is book a holiday, and I had booked a holiday to go to India, and so my passport was in the Indian embassy being processed. And when they'd wanted to fly me back to London to test with Sam, and so I called them up and I was like, give me my passport back. And they were like, but it's processing. And I was like, no, but I need it back. So luckily they flew Sam to LA instead. And lo and behold, I got my passport back about 3 weeks later with an Indian visa, but I didn't use it.
Okay.
Right. Well, speaking of governments and paperwork, you know where I'm going with this one here.
No, I don't.
The California DMV, you got a letter from them one time about your driving, Caitriona?
Oh, I really let the cat out of the bag with that one. Yeah. You know, in my defense, I didn't quite understand the process with, you know, when you get a ticket or a point, there's a driving school you can do online. I thought it was something that you needed an acceptance letter to. So, but I am a really good driver.
But they reached out to you and said, like, we consider you to be one of, if not the worst driver in the state of California?
It was really funny. I mean, that letter's great, but it wasn't just that, but the whole bottom of it was like, you know, we believe that you can change. We believe that you can do this. It was very...
very California.
Yeah, they cared about my I don't know, my
What were you doing so wrong? Were you driving like on the wrong side of the road?
No, I mean, you know, it was also my first year driving, so there was like, there was certain things, you know, where you're like, do I go, do I not go? Okay, I'm gonna go, and the light turns red, you know, or...
Well, good news for you is we're only a couple years away from autonomous cars.
Exactly. I think that's good news for everyone else on the road.
Well, Caitriona, thank you so much for stopping by. The new season of Outlander airs Sundays on W Network. Thank you.
Thank you so much.